If you feel like you're constantly starting over with your gut, this is for you. Not because nothing works, but because nothing is getting the chance to work. Hey, I'm Erin Harner, integrated registered dietitian nutritionist and gut health coach, and I help women who are struggling with constipation, bloating, IBS, or SIBO get to the root of what's going on and reverse it so that they can feel better and live a full life in their bodies. And what I'm about to describe is something that I see with my clients every single week. And if you want help figuring out your specific pattern, I have 2 links below. One is my gut clarity quiz that'll help you get a better understanding as to what's going on in your gut and what your best next steps are, and also a free training called Bloated and Backed Up, and I'll link those below. So you might be able to relate to this. This is how it usually goes. So you try something new. Maybe it's a supplement, a protocol, a gut reset. You feel hopeful. You try it for a little bit. You start feeling better. You're making progress. Then life happens. You get busy, you travel, you have a flare, you second guess the process, you miss a few days, you say you're going to start on Monday, and suddenly you're off. So you decide that thing that you were doing didn't work. So you stop. And then you try something new next week. And now it's Monday again, or the first of the month, and you're starting over yet again. And after a while, something deeper starts to happen that's really concerning. You stop trusting that anything's going to work. You stop trusting your body, and you stop trusting yourself to actually follow through. And every time you start over again with a new supplement, a new protocol, a new medication, going to a new doctor, it reinforces that feeling that nothing really sticks, nothing's going to work for me. And that erodes your self-confidence and your ability to know that this thing that you were doing would actually have worked if you had just stuck with it. So here's the real problem, and this is the part that no one explains. I firmly believe that most women are stuck with constipation and chronic bloating, not because nothing works, but because they don't give it enough consistency and enough of a chance to actually work. You don't necessarily need a better supplement or a better protocol or a better medication or a better doctor or a better whatever you can come up with that you think you need to help yourself feel better. What I see people need more often than not is more consistency, more time, more repetition doing the plain old boring stuff that's not very sexy, and more rhythm, leaning into your body's rhythm, the seasonal rhythm, circadian rhythm of light and darkness, our own digestive rhythm. Those rhythms really, really matter. So healing your gut is not about fixing it today. It's about creating something you can do and your body can rely on long term. Your gut doesn't respond to intensity. It responds to consistency. What you do over and over and over again, day in and day out, that's what matters. And that's what's going to help things long term. So here's some things I see pretty often in the women that I work with. Being perfect Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the week gets away from us and we just fall off the cliff. Whether that's with a diet, whether that's with a supplement, whether that's with a medication, whether that's with habits, all those things, we start the week strong, life gets busy, and it goes out the window. Oh, no worries, we're going to try again on Monday. That's a problem. Another thing I see pretty often is consistently changing supplements. You try a supplement, you stick with it for a week or two, and you didn't notice any changes or no effect, or you feel like it actually made you worse and not better. Is it the supplement that's the problem? Maybe, but also our gut doesn't change that fast. Yes, it changes fairly fast. Our gut microbiome turns over really, really often, but healing takes longer than a week or two. Another thing I see all the time with clients is putting all of their focus and attention on their gut or trying to fix a problem when they have symptoms or when their symptoms start flaring or getting worse. So they go all in, they double down, they ramp up their habits, they ramp up their supplements, they do the things, and then they start feeling better, and all those things go right out the window. What I advocate for is trying to be more consistent instead of going all in or all out. Another thing I see is trying to be perfect instead of being consistent. Oh, if I can't eat the perfect meals or the perfect low FODMAP diet or the perfect supplements and making sure that I have them at the right times, before meals, between meals, with meals, whatever it is, then I can't do it at all. This all or nothing is keeping you stuck. And the kicker is that it makes total sense why this happens. You just want to feel better. But consistent switching between thing to thing to thing creates constant resetting. So you never actually build momentum doing the thing that's going to make it better. Sometimes there's a course correction needed. Sometimes we need to shift directions. Sometimes we are over restricting or doing something that's maybe not the right path for us. I don't advocate sticking to those long term. But when we know we're doing the right things and we're just not doing them consistently enough, that's a great place to start. So when you're constantly shifting from all in or all out, or starting the week strong and then just everything goes out the window by midweek because life gets busy, or you do a great job following the things that you want to be doing to help yourself throughout the week, Monday through Friday, and then the weekend, everything goes out the window. This is a problem. Your nervous system feels this. Your body feels this. The lack of consistency, the unpredictable input, the inconsistent habits, the constant change, it's not helping you out. It does not feel safe to your nervous system. And a gut that doesn't feel safe doesn't regulate very well. Remember that thing called the gut-brain axis, where your brain and your gut talk to each other through the vagus nerve and through biochemical pathways? That's really important. If our gut doesn't feel safe, if our brain doesn't feel safe, if we're experiencing constant stress, constant frustration and angst about starting things and not finishing them, that's going to create disruptions in the body and disruptions in the gut. It's going to make things worse, not better. What actually works is much simpler than what I just described, but it's harder to trust because it's not sexy and it's often kind of boring. We're talking about eating consistent meals, repeating the same supportive habits day in and day out, no matter whether it's a Monday or a Friday or a Sunday, day in and day out. Not overreacting to every symptom, staying the course and not doubling down when things are tough and backing off completely when they feel good. It means giving things time to compound so that they can actually work. It means letting your body know what to expect consistently. Boring consistency, unfortunately, beats exciting fixes every day of the week. It's not sexy, it's kind of boring, but it works. That's how you really start to rebuild trust with your body. Instead of this 1 foot in, 1 foot out, all in, all out, on again, off again, starting something, dropping it, not sticking with things long term, that's part of why your digestion still stays stuck. That's part of why the things that you've tried haven't actually worked. Oftentimes we just haven't stuck with them long enough or done them consistently enough to notice a difference. So if you feel like you're always starting over, that's not failure. It's just a sign that you need more rhythm and more consistency, not more fixing. And if you want to understand what pattern you're currently in and what your gut actually needs, click down below and take my gut clarity quiz, and it'll point you to the next best step to help with your specific gut type. And if you want to go deeper, watch my free training that I've also linked below. It's called Bloated and Backed Up. In that training, I go through the 3 biggest mistakes I see women make all the time that keep them stuck, bloated, and backed up and not feeling good in their bodies and doing the things that they want in life. So here's what I want you to remember from this video. You don't need to start over again, okay? You need to do something that actually sticks. And sometimes that means getting support to make that happen. I'll see you in the next video.